having a cup of coffee, got the iPad out. We're going to answer some emails. Today I have a question from a reader. I won't say who it's from because I get a lot of personal questions and people have asked that I stop saying their names. This one's not personal, but it is related to overthinking your landing page and banner ad designs. And this is a cool question. I like these kind of questions. I'll read the whole thing. It says, Malan, hey Malan, you said you were an ex-creative director, which I was. I used to work at ad agencies and I led a team of designers and we made things for clients. I bet it was hard to make creatives in the beginning because you are very used to making everything perfect. However, it seems in affiliate marketing it's all about speed and execution. So how did you overcome this? I have it right now. I seem to be tweaking landers and banners until they're right. And he says, ugh, UGH, thanks. And I get it. That's kind of a long question, but what he's basically saying is he's overthinking the design of his banner ads and landing pages. And if you come from a design background, which I do, you are used to your job being almost all about the design and the look of the piece that you're working on. So if you have a web design client or a graphic design client that comes in and they ask you to design something, you're not really worried about the results. Let's say it's a website. You're not really worried about the results of the website, whether it's going to get them customers or sales or anything like that. It's almost always based on the look and the feel of the site. And when I look back now, that's really the wrong way to do it. Like all of the clients that I worked for, we didn't serve them very well because it was all about the design to us. And we weren't even involved in the process of them using the website or them using the brand or them using the graphic design that we gave them. We weren't involved in tracking or measuring the results of those pieces at all. So we would charge anywhere from, in the beginning it was a couple grand, and at the end of my creative director run, we were charging $1 million plus for a website. And a lot of times there was no emphasis put on results. We would just make it look as good as possible. So if you're a designer and you come into affiliate marketing, you may think, well, I'm a really good designer. I've been paid a lot of money by clients and by companies to design these beautiful graphic images and websites and everything. And what you find out is that in affiliate marketing, that doesn't matter at all. That talent of being a great designer is not going to help you much at all. Design doesn't matter when you work in, they call this performance marketing for a reason. All that matters is how the creative thing, the element that you make, how it performs. If it doesn't perform, it fails. If it's beautiful and it doesn't cause people to buy or sign up, then you have failed. So you can spend as much time as you want designing beautiful banner ads and the most amazing landing page in history, but if it doesn't cause sales or sign-ups, you fail. So in the beginning, I made this mistake in the beginning, and to the guy who wrote this email, if you're having this problem, listen to this. I did this in the beginning. My first campaign on AdWords, back in 08, late 08, I spent probably 3 to 4 full days designing my first landing page, and it was using text ads, so I didn't have to do banner ads. But I spent almost 4 days straight working on the most amazing single page landing page that I had ever seen. It was beautiful. I made a logo. I did a lot of cool scripts. There was like, you could use Ajax and move through the copy. It would like float through the page and do all this cool stuff. It looked amazing, and I thought that I had a huge advantage over everyone else in this affiliate marketing industry because I was such a good designer. So when it came time for me to launch my landing page, I was excited. I was like, man, I'm going to kill it because no one has a page this hot. You know, this thing really pops, you know, all that bullshit. And what happened was I spent all that time, like I said, 4 days. I put the landing page up and ran, I think it was $50 of traffic to it. My budget was pretty small back then, of course. And I ran $50 to it, and I got 0 sales, you know, 0 goose egg. But I also got 0 clicks. The landing page got a 0% CTR, which means people clicked on my ad, and I paid for that click. They came to my page, and they didn't click a damn thing. You know, the goal is to have them click your ad, and they come to your landing page, they click a link on your page, and then they buy something. And you hope to make more money here than you spent here. That's the whole game, right? Well, I failed miserably with my beautiful landing page. Not a single click-through. And when I look back, it was because there was way too much going on. I mean, it was basically what people were doing was coming to the page and playing with the controls that made the page scroll up and down and left and right and show all the different copy that I had. And there was no clear, like, click here to buy the damn thing. There was no major call to action on the page. There were a few text links and a button here and there, but there was no, I wasn't forcing them to click anything. And so I was perplexed. I was like, man, my wonderful design has failed. And so I thought, well, I'm going to add even more elements to this thing. I'm going to make it look even better. And then people are going to like it more, right? So I spent the next full day updating the website with even more graphics and more scripting and more stuff to make it look amazing, right? Then I launched it again, and I ran $50 of traffic again, and no one clicked anything. Maybe I got one. It was nothing. It was absolutely horrible. I thought, man, I'm never going to be able to do this. But what I ended up doing, the way I solved the problem, I had a blog at the time, and it was just using a very minimal, there was nothing to the design template. It was just it had content on the left, a right sidebar, and a header. No graphics. It was all text-based, kind of like my website is now, just white with black text. And I thought, let me just try this. And I just saved as my home page. I saved the home page onto my computer, switched out the copy, and put some links to the product I was promoting, and a huge yellow 300 by 250 ad on the side with a blinking button that said buy now. It was so ugly. A client would have laughed me out of the conference room if I presented this thing to them. They would have said, this is the ugliest thing, you guys are fired, you know. But I launched it. I thought, let me just try this for the hell of it. I ran my $50 worth of traffic, and I made like $100 revenue. So I doubled my money. I couldn't believe it. This ugly little lander had outperformed all of my high design bullshit that I had put together previously. And not only did it get more clicks, but it doubled my money. I spent $50 and I made $100. So I made my first $50. And right then, I knew I started, that's when it hit. I said, design doesn't matter. So I hate to say this because it sounds like you're also an ex-creative director, which means you were probably paid to design beautiful things. And in this industry, in performance marketing, that skill doesn't matter. In fact, it can be a problem because the opposite seems to work better. You can look around and you're going to see it mentioned time and time again by super experienced marketers, but ugly sells. And it may be, I design a lot of my own ads, but I have to I have to turn off my creative side and just make ugly ads. And sometimes I have to hire other people to do it because if you're, like, I like good design. I get turned on by great design. I love it. Love looking at websites and great graphic design. But it can actually hurt you. So sometimes I'll hire terrible Odesk designers, you know, just the worst of the worst, and have them design ads for me. And time after time, man, their terrible little ads perform really well. So you can pay someone a dollar an hour, and they're going to make you the worst ad you've ever seen. You know, they might make them in Microsoft Word. You want the worst. I knew a guy, he was making them in PowerPoint, and then just screenshotting PowerPoint, and then taking those ads, sizing them to the correct size in Photoshop, and running those on his campaigns, and they were doing great. So that's the answer to the question. If you're stuck and you're trying to perfect your design, you have to understand that what you're doing doesn't matter, and what you're worried about doesn't matter. Just put up some ads. Here's my advice. Just make some ads and some landing pages and test them. Design does not matter. The truth is, you're not an expert to know what's going to work or what's not. So your job, and if you have design skills, that means you have Photoshop skills and Dreamweaver skills probably, and the skills you need to do this. But what you need to do is just bust out some ads and some landing pages, throw them live, and let the data tell you whether they're good or not. Your opinion does not matter. My opinion does not matter. And it's a little bit of an ego shot, but it's very true. You put up some ads, 2 or 3 different styles, throw them up, and let the data decide for you. The data is our master. It's the only one. It's the only opinion that matters. Our opinion doesn't matter at all. 90% of the time, we're going to guess wrong. If you think that this ad's going to work, and then you put up some other stuff you don't think will work, the stuff you don't think will work will blow your idea out of the water. It's sad but true. So the answer is to just really act, do it fast, don't think about it, make 3 sets of ads that look a little different, and have a couple different styles of landing page, and then they can all be ugly. And just let the data tell you what's good design and what's not. Because in this industry, good design means it makes people buy, it makes you money, and that is the only thing that matters. So I hope that helps. If you're stuck, try to use that advice, and just you got to get past it. But that's all. I'm going to close this one down. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the future, like Michael J. Fox.